You said you were the best hype man in Africa.
Mm.
Was that a joke or you were kidding?
But I mean, it's evident.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not like I said. Everybody's the best in what they do. I'm based mine on not just my perception, on track record, on feedback, on a number of gigs and events I've done. Apart from that, the commercialization of that particular craft, what I've done with it, through the eyes of people, the numbers don't lie.
Hello everyone, how you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Malizu Joy Adako. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. If you're new, do not forget to click on the subscribe button below. To my returning subscribers, of course, I'm always grateful. This is the Flow with Joy. I have a guest on today's video, but before I'm going to introduce my guest, I would love to ask my guest a question.
What's up?
Are you ready to flow with joy?
Yeah, sure I am. I mean, I flow with anything as long as it's reasonable and we're good. Let's do it.
How ready are you to flow with joy?
Yeah, I mean, like I already said, the flow is good. If it's not turbulent, I mean, you know that. If it's turbulent, I can choose not to answer the question. But I'm good.
Okay. So, I would love for you to kindly introduce yourself, please.
Okay, so my name's Do2dtun. I'm from Ondo State. I'm a broadcaster, hyneman, entertainer, call it anything. I'm a happy guy.
Okay, that was beautiful. So guys, on today's video, we're going to be talking about the impact of social change in Nigerian music industry. And Do2dtun here says, or he stated that he's an OAP and hype man, which is actually relating to that. So we're going to start with our first question. But before we proceed with our first question, how happy are you today?
I mean, it's a sunny day. I mean, you don't get to see the sun every time, but it's a sunny day. I'm at work. Doing my job makes me happy, and also, like I said, I'm around good people. So as long as I know I'm 100 with my work and job, and like I would tell everybody, my job is like a hobby for me. So I'm happy. I'm good. But sometimes it's easier when we kind of just take my straight face as not being or being. But I'm a happy guy. I'm good. I'm in a good space and I'm great.
Before we proceed with our questions, so I think I just want to make you a bit lively.
Okay. Because I think I should make you lively. You need it more than I do.
Why do you say so?
Yeah.
You think I'm not being lively?
I feel you're nervous. I could tell that. So
what makes you say so?
And now the funny thing is, I don't want to switch places because I easily can take your show if I want to.
No, you won't do that.
Yes, I can.
You won't do that.
But anyways, like I said, I'm happy. I'm good. So you bring the flow. I'm ready.
Yeah, it's flow with joy. So basically,
we're flowing. Let's flow then.
So before I ask my questions, I want to ask you, why are you being called Energy God? I'm pretty sure there's a story behind that.
Okay, so it's pretty simple. Energy God was coined by, it was a bunch of many things happening with me, and it was based on my personality, based off what I embodied, my way of life as well, and majorly how I take my job and my work. So many things together: the passion, the strength in which I put into everything that I do. So, and Energy God was pretty simple. A lot of people used to call me, "Oh, man, I like this guy's energy. This guy is different," and he made me know that I was quite exceptional. And then with time, I figured things out, and I just said, you know what? One of the times I was watching a movie, Mortal Kombat, and I used to play video games. I've always loved raiding, and I've always loved the methodology of Shango. You know, Shango is a god, is a god of lightning or god of thunder, like they say. He's a god that he's calm, you know, but when he rages, in either ways, it commands a lot of control and you know, you will know the presence is there. And I felt like when everybody kept saying your energy, I said, you know what? And I like this guy called Raiden as well. Raiden is in Mortal Kombat was a very calm guy, but he could control everybody. He had that power to influence as well with his, you know, he was not, it was physical, but it was more like he was exceptional, always in white. And then he was just an exceptional character. And I one day I was watching it, and the way he was speaking to Liu Kang, he was speaking with a bunch of guys there, and he could even make them do certain things,
Okay.
you know, without even moving a muscle. I'm just saying to myself, I said, oh, you know what, I'm the energy god. And I kept resonating that, it resonated on my mind, and I kept speaking it out. I'm the energy god. I could just call myself the energy god, and that was it. And since then, it just stuck. And
Sorry,
then
I'm
in every single
interrupting. Is
thing,
it God or Gang?
I no, no, you can call me is mine is GAD, so it's
Yeah.
energy god.
God.
It's God. Some people call me
God.
God, that's God. But I always make it very clear, don't use the big G for me. Use the small G. There's someone higher than all of us, you know, and that's the person we respect.
That's quite a story.
Yeah, I mean, I love God, so I mean, I'm just a human being that just try to embody some type of talent He gave me. So I mean, I respect that a lot.
Use of it.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. So the first question.
So that was not the first question.
That was not the first question. That was more like still part of your introduction.
Wow. It's going to be a long interview.
No,
go ahead.
So if you're in a hot seat.
Yeah. Do I feel it?
Do you feel you're in a hot seat?
No. See, I've been on seats, so many seats. You know, my life has been on so many seats as well, other than this. You know what I'm saying? And I suppose through. So, I mean, this is not hot now.
Nah, I'm going to make it hot.
Bring it on.
Okay. So the first question is, do you think the social change has influenced the lyrics and the themes of the contemporary music in Nigeria?
Well, definitely, there is. You can't knock that off because there's so many things that comes with music, from lifestyle to way of life, fashion to so many things. Entertainment is very broad. Music is just one of it, but you know, music has a high influence, you know, and such as fashion as well. But clearly, you will say that it would, from the way we even interact to, I mean, typically you speak to a younger version of people these days. There's a different way they coin their words. There's a different way they party, right? You know, there's a different way they see things. And so sometimes the things they probably pick up from music as well. From the way the faves dress, from the kind of language, the lingua they use. So you definitely can tell there's a huge influence, especially music, because as a matter of fact, as a way of life, you realize that, you know, even the way we party now is different. Everybody wants to be fly as a shake. Everybody wants to think or feel like they're in a realm like Rema. So, and then some people have gotten to the point of saying, okay, no, they'll say, well, I am a raver just because I love what Rema. So it's beyond the music; it's even a way of life.
Okay.
So it influences a lot of things. The social change is huge. You can't even knock that off. So even from the reasoning, the way people think, you know, you can tell at the end of the day is there's a huge influence even with the music as well. So clearly that's a huge influence on our social, I mean, lives, and I mean, it's a huge social change. It's part of it. And then at the end of it, you realize that even these days, the kids of nowadays, sometimes you want to tell them to brush their teeth, you know, and then they will think, nah, but sometimes they feel like if they hear a jingle, or maybe a toothpaste jingle, You know, they feel like, oh, you know what, maybe I should buy that. And I liked it. So, mommy, I want to brush my teeth because I like, please buy me this type of toothpaste. So, I mean, these days, it changes a lot of things. And it influences a lot of people from young to from young all the way to the top.
Hmm. That was a beautiful answer.
Thank you.
Before we proceed on to the next question, or before the next question, why do you love music, Do2dtun? Because everything about you is music.
Well, like I would say not completely everything about me, but I feel like majorly it's the things that I do for a living. I am a music connoisseur. I'm a music gatekeeper. I'm a music promoter. You know, so the job has made me leave it and eat it and sleep it every time. So, but clearly, I love music because listen, there's too much to worry about. Music is life. Music gives you, lifts your soul. Now, apart from that, music has now become a business and it's putting food on a lot of people's table as well. I mean, as a matter of fact, what I'm doing is majorly music and social commentary. So definitely, I mean, with the fact that I sell that as a craft, or I promote that as a craft, it puts food on my table as well. So if there's no music, what's there to talk about? You know, there are other things to talk about actually, but the music just even the most serious shows from health to talking about politics. There's always a time. There's always an interlude. You know, just to in some types of platforms or shows where you have to bring that in. It's the same way I just explained. Like honestly, music is life. These days now, for example, now if you want to teach kids how to brush their teeth, and you tell them, okay, you know what? After this show, I'm going to tell you how to use your toothbrush, but you are bringing whiskey. You know, that everybody will come. Everybody, I'm bringing he's down there, or there'll be a DJ that's going to play at the end of the day, or they're bringing a hype man. So it's fun to know that music can really change the situation. It can change the mood. It can lighten your, even a dark place. You know, music can bring light to darkness. What is darkness?
Hmm. That's
That's why.
beautiful.
That's why I love music.
That's beautiful. So the next question.
Mhm.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Always ready.
Always ready.
Born ready.
Born ready.
Go getter.
Always. You know that. That's why I'm here.
Okay, so would you want to tell me what change, or do you think social media has influenced the evolution of music in Nigeria?
So the thing is, I think it works both ways.
Mm-hmm.
But what I feel like, because there was no social media when the likes of Two Face, King Sonny Ade, Ebenezer Obey, Magic Fashek, Magic Fashek was on the big show, the David Letterman show in the 80s, you know, and we had the likes of Sonia Okosu. I'm sure I probably don't remember, but probably you
Of
heard the name.
course, yes.
There was no social media.
Yeah.
What social media came to do was it just enhanced something that's already been worked on. It just made it elaborated more on it, made it more advanced, and made it quicker to get close
Mm-hmm.
to music. But now it's also a huge determining factor these days. For example, you see typically the conversation we're going to have with any musician is, oh, are you on TikTok? Are you on Instagram? You know, do you have a YouTube page? You know, you can't even these days make a video, and if you wanted to go and have a different audience and make it more accessible, they'll tell you to go to some platforms like YouTube. You have to be on, and then even they'll tell you these days, even music platforms are all over the place. If you really want to sell your crap and extend it to a huge number of people, so it's beyond. What I understand is that social media came and added value to what was already created and things that are already growing. And it just, to an extent, has influenced a lot of things. As a matter of fact, it is now a determining factor in anything you're doing. If you're doing music, it is something you have to be part of. You can't, it's almost like it's harder these days because that's where the people go to. Even, I mean, I want to go on the easy music platform while I'm in my car or maybe having a good day at home or whatever it is, or I just want to hear something really nice. So we need to it's something you need to clock on very quickly. Like you have no choice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a huge social media has become a huge influence on the music now.
Mm.
Clearly, you have to be part of that system, and you have to. It's almost like you have to go with the flow. So it is what it is.
Mm. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Before we proceed, I would like to say you look handsome today.
Ah.
Yeah,
Even the camera person was like, our face was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I'll take
isn't
it.
he?
I've always been.
Oh, come
I've
on.
always been.
That's why you're called an hype man.
Yeah,
You're really
nah.
hyping yourself right
Nah,
now.
it's not even
So you
about
don't
that.
want someone to hype you.
No, I mean it's good.
It's
but
not actually a hype, but it's actually
yeah,
a
but
genuine
the thing,
compliment.
I'm a custodian of like it's like sometimes you don't need people to tell you what it is. You know, shout your shouts.
I love the confidence there.
Shout your shouts. You know, use your own loudspeaker. Be a megaphone of yourself for yourself. So, but thank you very much for the compliment.
You're welcome. So, our last question
Okay.
before we do other stuff. Regarding the aspect of the global social movement, do you think it has impacted, such as Black Lives, do you think it has impacted Nigerian artists and their music? Is there anything
Yeah, to
you
be
think
honest, like
about
I
that?
said, there are other policies that influence our thinking and reasoning that has made it even more for people to be more conscious when it comes to, for example, in music. Black Lives Matters worked for wherever it worked, but he also embodied something that gave every black man all over the world to think that, you know what, I mean, regardless of wherever I am, you know, because every black man is can be subjected to racism. So it's a global influence. But there are other policies here that we feel like for some reason kind of just impacted everybody. You know, you can't knock off the conversation around NSAS. You know, not everybody will probably agree with it, but for some reason it just made us understand that. I mean, there is police brutality, and we're trying to shy away from it. But he shaped, and at NSAS it was not just, we can talk about Black Lives Matter, but the NSAS, as we were talking about, it was a global,
Yes.
conversation
It was
because a lot of
massive.
people picked it up. So and then people understood. So you see someone typically from some other part of the country and asking questions about what this is about, and then when they realize and say, "Oh, that means they're actually fighting for police brutality," and then they also realize that, oh, that means happening in my own country as well. You know, so I feel like talking about the global influence is not just Black Lives Matter. I think for us, even you can talk about NSAN and so many of them, even the one that happened in Kenya recently about, bad governance and things like that. So there's so many things. But to be honest, it also has put us in a place whereby you realize that you can't, freedom also comes with you being free. Freedom is not given to you. You've earned it over the years because we've gone through a phase in life and we've realized that we're human beings and we have rights as well. So I think yes, we are now in a place whereby people have not realized that it's easier to understand certain policies because there's some policies that don't really align with the right. It goes without the right measures and maybe it ends up with the wrong goals. But the truth is, at the end of the day, it's a global influence as well. And then, like I just said it now, this day, Black Lives Matter is just one of it. There's so many of them. So many.
Well,
Yeah.
so I think that's the question. I don't want to bug you with much questions.
Oh, really?
Are you tired?
I'm not tired. I'm never
Are you
tired.
sure?
I'm good.
Are you nervous?
No, why should I be nervous? I think you are the nervous one.
I'm no longer nervous.
So you agree that you were the first time. Well, good.
Okay. So do you think, or what misconception do you think people have about you on social media that you know that is not true?
First of all, the first misconception is people tend to, because, for example, if they told you that a boxer hit someone, you'll believe it.
Come again.
If they told you that, oh, that guy's a boxer, but he hit someone, a stranger, you will believe it. Even whether or not he did it or he didn't.
Okay.
I think the problem with a lot of people in the world is they stereotype people when they see that you are a bit exceptional or different from everybody else. Now, in my case, it's also comes with the fact that I'm just one person that I feel like I have grown so many things in my life with my wit, with my education. And sometimes, as a matter of fact, I majored in advertising and public relations. So I understand perception, I understand branding, I understand imaging, and I understand how you can feel sometimes when you're portrayed in a certain light. But sometimes it's also based on how you project yourself. I come across as someone who's very confident. And I come across as somebody who's very unapologetic about how I feel. And I always like to share my feelings about certain things. It could be on social issues, it could be on anything. But sometimes people kind of stereotype me as that guy. So when some people saw a side of me when it comes to like me, my with family and kids at the time, it was a bit confusing for a lot of people. But I'm a different guy. I have a personality for work. I have a personality at home. I have a personality when I'm going to do when I'm on stage. And then sometimes, and also another misconception of people feel that because you are the energy god or you have a type of strength or what you exact when you work means you're actually on something. It's kind of it cracks me up. My parents even laugh about it most of the time, but I'm used to it, and I don't see it as a misconception. I feel like you can. I feel like also when we are in a world where people are very judgmental, especially Africans. Africans are very judgmental, and I don't want to talk about Nigeria. I think it's a whole different game because you have to deal with conversations about religion, tribe, and everything. So I don't want to go into it. But sometimes people base off their thinking or your persona based on what they see. I'm not going to change who I am. That's who I am. But the truth is, because I come out and speak the truth and I don't hold it back, I'm bold enough to say certain things, or I'm bold enough to express myself.
Yes, your feelings.
My feelings, however, I choose doesn't mean that when somebody comes out and tells certain things about me, and then and that's it, and you roll with it. It's easier. It's easier to pick. So here, when you're famous or you're popular or you're influential or or you're rich or you are above line, you're completely seen as someone that you are most likely going to be the one that, or maybe you're poor. Let me not even say that when you're poor, they just feel like, oh, that means you're the guilty one. There's so many stereotypes, but I'm used to it. I don't see it as a misconception. I feel it's just a way of life, and we just move with it.
Okay, so I came across your social media handle on Instagram, and I saw where you commented. I don't know if it was funny, so I want to hear directly from you. You said you were the best hype man in Africa. Was that a joke or you were kidding?
But I mean, it's evident.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not, like I said, everybody's the best in what they do. I'm based mine on not just my perception, on track record, on feedback, on a number of gigs and events I've done. Apart from that, the commercialization of that particular craft, what I've done with it, through the eyes of people, the numbers don't lie.
But there's actually an emoji behind that. Like, I think maybe you're trying to say, maybe if you want to believe.
No,
don't believe.
No emoji. The emojis I probably use most of the time is you see me with the lightning sign.
Yeah.
Or the thing is, like I said, I'm not out to, and it's not about anything about pride. It's work the work. Put your money where your mouth is, and I always come correct when it comes to that. So I think someone else who could come out and say I'm the best is whatever is I already said it. Don't wait for people to tell you you are. Just do you. That's it. So if I say I'm the best, let's go on a debate. Then I can prove that to you.
So, you had that, so he's gonna prove it to you.
No, I'm not going to prove anything to you on the show. if you want to see me come to any of my gigs, and you see, and I'm sure probably you've been to one of my gigs, right?
Yeah, I have.
So that's it. That's why we're here now. I mean,
yes, that's where we are. No. So we'll come to the end of today's video. We would want to say thank you, a big thank you to Do2dtun for accepting the invitation.
Yeah,
we don't take that for granted. We're grateful.
Thank you very much, guys. Peace and watch this.
And we would want to share. Don't you want to share your social media handle?
My social media handle is On Instagram at Do2dtun, or that's Do2dtun. And on Twitter is that's Do2dtun.
Okay. Would you want to say anything to my viewers?
Watch this.
Okay, guys, we've come to the end of today's video. Do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Do well to enjoy, and please do not forget to tell us the next content you want in the comment section. Bye.